faculties. I'm here by the names of Salvatore Shimasamaza, student of first year physiotherapy. I'm going to present about the force and motion. First of all, we have to understand what is force. Force is just the pull or push of an object as a result of its interaction with another object. For example, when someone pushes an object, this creates the force. If another one pulls back the object, produces also force. So that's what we call force. The force can be interact in two ways. The force can interact going in the same direction or going in different direction. When the force is going in the same direction, you just need to add the resultant of these two forces. When the force is going in a different direction, you just subtract the flow. You subtract the forces, you take the high force and you subtract the low force. So there is the balanced force and unbalanced force. The unbalanced force is when the net force is not zero. When the net force is not zero, the forces are not balanced. So that unbalanced force can create the change in motion because the forces are not balanced and the net force is not zero. The motion can be produced. Then the balanced force does not create the motion as the net force is zero. They just when the net force is going to be zero, no motion is going to happen. Then there is the types of force. There is different types. There is applied force. Applied force is the force applied on an object. Normal force is the force which directed upwards. For example, the book on the table, they just applies the normal force as the resistance of the book to not fall down or not displace on the table. It's just the opposite of weight force. Then the friction force is the force due to the sliding or static things attached on the other objects. There is the electromagnetic force, the force produced between the electricity and magnetic fields. There is the gravity force. Gravity force is the force due of the big objects like Earth or Moon, which attracts the objects on their cells. So there is nuclear force, which is the force applied in the nucleus of an object. Here we are done with the force and their types. Now we are going to look at the motion. Motion is just the change in position. When someone moves from one place to another place, it means that's the motion. So the motion happens over time. You travel a certain distance at certain time. That's the motion. So there is the types of motion. There is translatory motion. This translatory motion, it means the particles are moving uniformly. There is a linear motion. These particles are moving on the straight line. There is curvilinear motion. The particles moves at the curve, as the word says. Rotatory motion, when the motion is rotating, making the circle a circumference of 360 degrees. For example, someone is riding a bicycle, the wheels are turning. That's the rotatory motion. There is vibratory motion, when you are playing guitar, the vibrations, or when phone is ringing, those vibrations. There is periodic motion, this to and from motion, like in the string. There is the laws of motion. Newton has published 3 laws of motion. The first law is the law which says that the body will remain at rest or continuous moving unless an unbalanced force acts on it. So, for example, when a footballer wants to kick the ball needs a certain force for it to move. So, for it to move, it just requires the force to get applied. That's the first law says. Then the second law says that the acceleration is always directly proportional to the force. So for the acceleration to have a sense or to just happen, it needs force. For the second law, you will find that the force will be given by the product of mass and acceleration. So acceleration is directly proportional to the force. The third law of Newton is just the action and reaction. It's just when for example, body A applies the force on the body B. The body B also will apply the same force but in different direction to react to the body A. So that's the Newton's law of motion. By going on this topic, you have to see the work, as the work is the product of force and distance. Energy is ability to do that work. There is two types of energy. You can find there is potential energy. Potential energy is the energy due to suspension. When the body is suspended on something, that's a potential energy. There is kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is the energy due to the motion. Kinetic energy is given by mass and acceleration over 2. That's the kinetic energy. There is the power. Power is just the rate at which work is done. Power is also given by the work you divide by the time taken to do that work. That's how we are going to see the rate at which the work is done. There is torque. Torque is a kind of force due to the force and distance. For example, locking the door just needs so. You apply the certain force on the certain distance. We can see also the equilibrium. There is 3 forms of equilibrium. Equilibrium is just the body needs to be stable on its position. There is stable equilibrium. Stable equilibrium means that the weight force is exerted in the middle. The base of support is just able to hold the object. The unstable is just the force of gravity is just unable to support the whole body. Then the neutral is just like this. All forces are just acting to maintain the stability and equilibrium. So thank you, sir. That's all about the force and motion. For any doubt, you can email me on my email. Isabato45@gmail.com. So thank you. That's all about force and motion.